Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV with the Rude Man, and I'm at the start page because I have been talking about my characters, and I thought I'd show you real quick some of my characters before we get back into Hildibrand. So, real quickly, this is Roland. He's the one that I've been playing through the game, and then we've got Ashley, just a character that I created. Granuaile was my second character that I made, and she's pretty high level. And then Dolph is just a play on me. My name is Rudolph, and so I called the character Dolph. And then Stola, you've seen in the game, or maybe if you've played Final Fantasy at all, you know who Stola is. I couldn't when you take people from the game. Characters from the game, you can't use their real names. Now, her name is Stola Rule, but in the game she's Y Stola. And the Y means something, but her actual name is Stola Rule. But anyway, this is a cosplay character. She looks identical to her. She's got the same outfit, all that kind of stuff. The only difference is in the game she's blind, and so her eyes are foggy, which I couldn't recreate that. Drake is just a Lalafell that I have that's Black Mage. Caterin is my main character. So if we looked at Caterin, you would see so Caterin's my main character. And I'll show you what I was talking about, the jobs. If we go look at her jobs, you'll notice that everything is up to 100. That's the limit right now. So all of her jobs are up to 100, except for Blue Mage. Blue Mage, the limit on Blue Mage is 70. So she's got every job up to 100. And so, yeah, she's pretty powerful. Now, I have several characters that have done this, not just Caterin. What you have to do is you have to take one of the jobs all the way through the quest line to reach the top level. And then once you do that, the rest of the jobs you can just grind. You can just go dungeon until you level up. You don't do any more of the quest line because you've already done the quest line. Now, this group of characters that I'm showing you here, I have two different accounts. This is just one account. This is my main account, and Caterin is my main character. And then I've got Saphira. She's and each one of these has a different job, the starting job. She's a dragoon. She's a bard. Drake was a black mage. Stola was a summoner. Dolph was a healer, I think. Granuaile was also a bard. Ashley's just a dancer, and then Roland is just a character that I'm playing online, trying to level up. That's just Behemoth, that world. I do have other characters, like in Excalibur, I don't have any. I don't have any in Exus. Famefrit, I've got one character. Hyperion is a legacy account, and that's Rowan. He's one of my legacy characters. He's only leveled up 100 in Machinist. And then I have June, just another character. This one's just a placeholder. She's level 2. Another placeholder. Another placeholder. A Godbert you've seen in the game. He's the hammer in Hildibrand. This is Hildibrand's dad. I can play this character. This is a playable character. And sometimes the best you can do is dress them. But in this case, he pretty much looks just like Godbert in the game. Hildibrand, I've got a copy of him as well. And then Zero, which is another character in the game that I have replicated. Ultros, I've got a second legacy character, Tulsi. River is one that I played with other people and leveled him up to 100. Aslan is a new character, although she's level 80 already. Meatloaf was just one that I created after when Meatloaf passed away. I created a character. Again, it's cosplay. It doesn't look like Meatloaf. but he's got some characteristics of Meatloaf. Jamie and Pink are just characters that I'm bringing up. And then Radovan is a NPC in the game. When you get a Gunbreaker, Radovan is the premium character NPC in the game that is a Gunbreaker. So I recreated him. Lena is also in the game. You won't meet her for quite some time, but this is also an NPC that's in the game, dressed in as she would be in the game. So that's it for my main account. Now let me take you to my second account. Okay, so this is my second account, and again, Sinedra is just a character from a book that I read that I recreated into the game. Rendry is one of the new characters that I'm playing through. That's just a placeholder. Nisi, this is, although I named her Nisi, the name comes from a book, The Gunslinger, a Stephen King book. In the game, she is the head of the Gladiator Guild, and this is what she looks like. So it's a recreation of an NPC in the game. Hilda also is a recreation of a character in the game, an NPC, and including her special hairdo that just came out. She's the only one that has this hairdo. And then Corbett is just a placekeeper. That's in Behemoth. Now the next world, I've got one in Excalibur. That's just a placekeeper. Exodus has a placekeeper. Famfrit has a case, just a placekeeper. Hyperion, we've got Laura Croft in Hyperion. This is a placeholder. Bonnie Doon is just a character I'm playing that I created. Kit, we've met. He's the Roland Painter lookalike. Although he's not, there are some differences. You notice his skin tone is a little bit deeper. He's got purple eyes, but he's got the same hairdo. And so I'm using him to replace Roland until we get Roland up a little bit. Nashua we've met in Hildibrand. And again, this is a cosplay NPC that I can play, that I created. Yugiri is also in the game, an NPC in the game. So is Emmett Selk and Urianger. Now, Urianger is close, although his sideburns are not in the game. I had to use a different set of sideburns. But that's Urianger. And Emmett Selk we can't create because his body type is a special body type that you can't get in the game. So I can't make Emmett look like he does in the game, but this is as close as I could get. And then in Ultras, I've got two more placeholders here. And then in Ultras, we've got my second character that I played. You know, my first is on the other one. This is my lead character on this account, Polgara. She's from a series of books. I think this one was created by Addie, and so was this one. And then that's a placeholder. That's a placeholder made by Jagan. Moonbrita is in the game. She was killed off in early on in A Realm Reborn, but I liked the character so much that I made a copy of her. Kryl is also in the game. You'll meet her later on. And that's what she looks like. That's her outfit. And then Grahatia is also an NPC in the game. And he's the Exarch. And you'll see him in the game. He has a special hairdo. And that is the Exarch outfit that he's wearing. So you'll notice a lot of my NPCs are cosplay NPCs. Almost all of them are pretty high up that I've been actually playing. But like I said, I play the game every friggin' day. So now, let's go in and find Hildibrand, and we'll do an episode of Hildibrand today. All right, hey, we're back with Roland. Now, Roland hadn't played Hildibrand, so this is actually Roland and not Kit. So let's talk with Ellie, and I think we're going to Costa del Sol. The business of betrothal, or betrothal. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I've found our Lapis maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Gurugumu, a prominent member of the East Alnard Trading Company. Her eyes and hair a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all of this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Brugueri Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My source tells me that the bride's father is already at Costa del Sol, overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. All right, Costa del Sol, we are going. All right, we're going to take a ferry over to Limsa La Minsa and then head to Costa del Sol from the Fisherman's Wharf. All right, get off the ferry. We're going to run down to the Fisherman's Wharf and take another boat to Costa del Sol. Tea time. Cheers. All right, let's see where we have to go. There's Ellie. This must be the father of the bride. Although she's human, I don't know how that works. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might just have a moment of... Oh, yes. That two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief and his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I've not met my Arabella. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. Sell swords. They look like criminals to me. The brass blades of Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. Well, that sounds pretty stupid, doesn't it? If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous. Inspector Braden. Consulting Inspector Braden, your reputation precedes you, and what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious skill. Very well. Let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Well, wait till Hildibrand gets here. Pompous little shit. No, that's not what she says. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. Yeah, it's about the size of it. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless, he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I have already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vannis, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Nolta and his wife, Siana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Oh, look. In the background, there's Hildibrand. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Gugermu himself. Finally, we have Leuenhart, a steward of his estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players served for the Lapis maiden herself have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the phantom thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We will begin our questioning of the suspect immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you're to report back to me at once. What the hell? Hildibrand Manderville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Braden. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor, as only a Manderville man can. These idiots. Nice fish you got there. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we've not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me? Assist you? Aren't you a funny man? It makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I've promising leave to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. All right, let's go see what he wants. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now, answer me this, Roland. You were there when the phantom thief in the guise of Lady Dorilda stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? Well, I would say you can make anybody look like anybody else, but she acted just like the woman. So, perfect mannerisms. Intriguing. Where most would point out that the sheer physical perfection of the disguise, you turn an eye within. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearance at will, and yet, like you, this was of secondary concern to me. From movements to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxiously personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Roland. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? Yeah, I'd say one of the brass blades. Yeah, one of them. They all look like criminals anyway. Precisely. Clearly you are far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please, a fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss, an ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. Yet you begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. All righty. Let's see what we can find. We have a marker on our mini-map back this way. Yeah, I mean, they left him to the crabs. Oh my God, look at the size of that one. Aha, a brass blade. Excellent. You're one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with. Nice compliment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank the gods. Please free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. I don't see any chains. There. Now, tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Gugur Mu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped of my skivvies, or to my skivvies. Much of the chagrin of those of us who have had to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguru Mu, who was to be your charge. My memory's hazy, but one was Morgant, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafellan gent from Limsa. Yolto Nolto? Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Leeuwenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Yalto Nolta, and Leeuwenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. All right, I would say it was the steward, because the steward is supposedly the servant of the bride. So that would be the person to get close to, wouldn't you think? All righty. Where are we going? Ah, there you are, friend. And not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Braden's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Yeah, we found a banana. Morgant, Yalto Nolta, and the steward Leeuwenhart, you say. This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. Of course he did. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of our suspects standing suspiciously under the canopy over there. Just you wait, friend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you as the rogue that you are. Oh, you idiot. You need proof before you do stuff like that, don't you? Where's he going? Over there? Okay. This is the father of the groom, isn't it? Stand back, friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. He's going to do something stupid, isn't he? But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Manderville men of ages past to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital. This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now, behold, as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good day, Master Gugumoo. I can't pronounce that. And a fine day it must be, for you must most of all allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanted Miss Arabella. What? That's her dad. What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter. You just, who in seven hells are you, anyway? Guards! Guards! Ah, now old your, oh, he's one of these guys. Now old your cocobos, Gugumoo. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire, come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, eh, Vans? The phantom thief? Balderdash and rot. If you ask me, that said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty, indeed, to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Ha! Oh, what a popinjay. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Ha! That's me, Venice, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly, his father's son. A worthy heir to the Briguier Consortium, and worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Ho-ho. Which reminds me, Master Vance, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent from some months ago. It has not left her neck since that day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. The time-honored Manderville art of parley, huh? We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgant not spoken up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha ha ha. Let us not rush it to conclusion, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops. I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yaltol Naltol and Leonhardt. We have roused by suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. I've not seen your faces round here. With the East Alnard Trading Company, are we? Why, yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldernod Trading Company. Ha ha ha. Oh, pleasure to meet ye. Do tell, is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sienana here's no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are my manners? Yolto Noto of the consortium, and this is me wife, Sienana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all manner of the full fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of important foodstuffs was waylaid by the mandragoras. Nasty boogers, the lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them myself and make a salad at it. You have heard of the mandragoras, haven't you? Oh, but of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with that fist of a Ralgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra what's-its a day. Idiot. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consortium has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, milady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down. Forgive me, my wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy, none of those three were suspicious in the least. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak of so fast, Inspector, the sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Braden will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Leuenhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Braden will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay. All right, where are we headed now? Oh, the food supply just laying out to rot on the beach? What? It's not guarded by anybody? Crates of assorted foodstuffs and veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Leuenhart spoke true. Ye gads! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst the coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event, I fear it was somewhat misdirected. Now, set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. I see no good happening with those bombs. I say we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Braden is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends all of us to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Braden, explode, a fiery demise. Got it. Are you sure about that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two were supposed to be keeping an eye on suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But, Miss Ellie, should Inspector Braden come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Roland and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Braden has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. So everybody's just going to walk away and leave the bombs just sitting here? Okay. Oh, we're supposed to keep him away. A burst of inspiration. So Hildibrand has managed thus far to destroy anything, huh? He already hasn't managed to destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Ha ha, indeed, but enough about Hildibrand. Roland and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes, that spot just over there by the crates should suffice. We're supposed to be keeping him away from that. They're there all of all places, but surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I'm not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Roland. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of them bombs. What's with the stick? Is it just me, or is there a bit of chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of Brass Blade attacking by our quarry, I have identified the three individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yaltolnalto, and Lowenhart. The three of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over are the two of you listening? Oh, of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there is no need. Wait here, and I shall build us a fire. What? Why would you do that? Oh, methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. And he finds a piece right there. Here we are. The piece of driftwood should serve perfectly, and as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flint stone on my person. Oh, of course he does. Well, that's quite the bright light. There's no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that coursed through the inspector's veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying. What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the fiend? Did it say fiend or friend? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards. You see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Nice boots you got there, Inspector. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is it, this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Braden will meet a fiery demise. What? Why did he do that? Nice shot, Miss Ellie. You jumped too soon. Oh, geez. Ow. Ow. Now what? Oh my God. Oh, she's gonna sneeze. Oh no. Oh jeez. There goes the foodstuffs. God. No more food. Well, the coconuts. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worries worse for the wearer. You have my gratitude. Uh-oh, do I see love in the air? Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance? Yes, vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Thal's teeth, these vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined. Ruined! Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in jail. All right, let's see. Where are we supposed to go? Or we have to go speak to the manservant that had all those vegetables delivered. But that's a story for another day. I'm running out of time here, so we're going to stop it here. When we come back, we'll continue on with the story. Hope you had fun. Hope to see you then. Ta-ta for now.